I don't know. It's okay. Now we started. Hi. I want to welcome everyone to our second installment in our Rockstar Confidence Power Marketing and Branding series, to be culminated in a live event in New York City on June 20th. Forgive that we're a couple of minutes late. We had some technical difficulties on both ends.
Yeah.
So we are still learning how to do this thing, but we're trying to make it convenient for everyone. And you know, the one thing about Google Hangouts, and you see yourself on film, so close up, like in HD, you're like, wow, I didn't know that. I didn't know. Oh, I need to get that fixed. Oh, wow, look at that spot. But that's okay. Today we're going to talk about overcoming overwhelm and different. That's that one thing. I won't give you too much because we only have 30 minutes, and how to push past that point. But I want to reintroduce you to Precious Williams Esquire, the esteemed killer pitch master. And did I say it right?
You said it right.
Okay. And what she'll do is give you a brief intro about what she does.
Hello, everybody. My name is Precious Williams, and I'm the founder and CEO of Perfect Pitches by Precious and Curvy Girls Lingerie, which is the ultimate shopping experience for full-figure divas and plus-size fashionistas. Tonight, we're talking about Rockstar Confidence, and what we're going to teach you is how to bait, attract, and close sales. If you're struggling with sales right now, we're going to show you how to overcome that. If you want to make your brand pop, that is what we're going to teach you. And tonight is all about Celena Gill telling you about how to overcome overwhelm. We all, listen, I have 3 companies, 3. And that means I work 24/7, team no sleep, whatever. But when you come to Celena Gill, she's going to tell you how to follow your bliss. I follow my bliss every day. Even though I run 3 companies, they're all built around mastering words and how to present your business in such a way that prospects want to buy right now. But I wish I had Celena when I first started, because yeah, I followed my bliss, but I did it probably the wrong way because I listened to a lot of gurus who taught me how to do certain things, and you know what? I was unhappy. And now I want to be buck naked happy with my business. And so Celena and I met in law school a long time ago, right? Almost 10 years ago, right?
Yes,
over 10 years ago.
Yes.
10 years ago. And I'll tell anybody, I graduated from law school May 25th, 2007. I never thought I would graduate. I got kicked out of Georgetown University Law Center on March 15, 2002. I had a nervous breakdown at Rutgers, and mind you, I had a full ride to both schools. I had a nervous breakdown on April 12, 2004, gave up that semester. I never thought I would graduate from law school. So when I tell people, whatever you think of Precious, do know I've made mistakes. Do know I've been kicked out of schools. Do know that I've struggled. Do know that what you see today is a culmination of never giving up. And I followed my bliss, but I wish that Celena was there when I was going through it. I didn't reach out to anybody when I was going through my thing. I didn't reach out. And so I struggled. So I want Celena to tell us about, you know, not only just following your bliss, but how to overcome overwhelm. I am still dealing with that, Celena, and I want you to teach us how to do that. And I am so impressed by you. You are on a national platform. You're on a Bill Cunningham show as a life coach. Yeah, did you hear what I said? I'm not on a national television show as a life coach to anybody. Nobody's going to pay me to be the life coach. But they see the value in Celena in bringing her on to help their guests get to the next level completely. So what I want to do is focus on you, Celena. How can we get past overwhelm and follow our bliss?
I think that the first thing that most people tend to not understand, that we will get overwhelmed. I mean, I'm trying to adjust this camera so you're not looking up my nostrils.
I'm still here, baby.
So I'm trying to adjust the camera so everyone's not looking up my nostrils. That's a little bit better. We will always be overwhelmed at some point in our lives. There will always be something where we feel like we can't handle it, we feel like we can't do it, we feel like we want to give up. When you reach that point, that's your point of frustration. And that's quite normal to have a point of frustration. It's quite normal to get to a point and you feel like you've reached the ceiling, you can't go anymore. That's our make it or break it point. That's, sometimes people say either you make it or you break it. But that overwhelm comes from something in your past that you have not overcome yet. A lot of times we hang on to things in our past. We hang on so tightly and so fiercely because that's what we know. We're comfortable with it. It feels good. And we stop at a certain point past what we think we can handle. But what that is some block, some trauma, some experience in your past that doesn't allow you to move forward because, one, you won't recognize it. If you don't know the what and the why of what you do, you don't know the how. So if you get to a point you don't know why you're stuck, you don't know what you're stuck on. You can't get past it, you don't know how to because you haven't identified it. But once you become clear about what it is, and this is what I do with most clients. For example, someone says to me, I want to go for the promotion, but I don't know. Okay, why? I don't want to not get the job. Why? I think I might not be qualified. Why? I think people won't be impressed by what I really know. Why? I want to impress other people. Who? My father. Why? Because he really didn't think I was anything great. Why do you think that? Because he wasn't around. So why is it important that your father affirms who you are? Because I need this affirmation in my life. So it wasn't even about getting the promotion. It wasn't about not being qualified. The root cause of it was not having the father's affirmation. And it might not always be your father or mother issue. It's some type of relationship issue that you have or something that happened that you completely stuck on. And I've been at a point of overwhelm in my life. I have 4 kids, 4 busy boys, and I have a very busy husband, and I'm busy myself. And sometimes there are days I want to quit. There have been times when I've been depressed. There have been times when I've decided, should I even do this? Do I need to even wake up in the morning? I have been at a low point, such a low point in my life that I have almost not woken up the next morning because I felt overwhelmed. And it had nothing to do with what was going on presently. I was still stuck on something way, way, way back in my past. And once I was able to figure out what those things were, I was able to figure out strategies on how to overcome those things. One example for myself is, being assaulted as a college junior, sexually assaulted. And because of that, I didn't trust anybody. I didn't trust men. I didn't trust women. I didn't want to be alone, but I didn't want to be with people. I had so many issues for the next 5 years of my life, not understanding why it was happening. I was still attracting the same type of man that assaulted me. Not knowing why, not knowing the what. But once I knew the why and the what, I knew how to get through that. I knew how to start trusting people again. I knew how to start putting down the walls. I knew how to start opening my heart. I knew how to stop, being hypersensitive and hypervigilant about everything. Not closing myself off. Because all of us have a specific and unique gift that God gave us that the world needs to hear. It's like Precious, her gift is she has the gift of oration. She can tell you something. She could probably sell me something I hate. She could probably sell me eggplant, which I cannot stand. You know what I mean? She can sell me things like what's that thing? My Scrapple. I hate Scrapple. If you're from the South, you know what Scrapple is.
I don't know what it is, but okay.
Yeah, it's like chicken something, grease and something. I don't know. Yeah, but she could probably convince me to eat it because she's so good at what she does, and her gift is really speaking persuasively about what you do and about what she does. So once you get to that point where you feel like you don't know what to do or how to do it, you need to start identifying those things every moment in your life where you stopped. Like, did you quit your job? Did you drop out of school? Did you quit a relationship? Every time you quit because you felt overwhelmed, see how those situations are similar. Did you quit because you thought you didn't have the skills? Did you quit because you didn't think you had enough time? Did you quit because all of a sudden the person who offered you the job or the promotion or the opportunity, they said something that rubbed you the wrong way? Why did you quit? And once you figure out the why, the how is not a problem.
It isn't.
So what we did we opened up the Q&A. So if you have any questions, please type it in, and we'll answer your questions. Like I said, we only have
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
So you know I got kicked out of Georgetown in 2002.
Yes.
You know I had a nervous breakdown at Rutgers in 2004.
Yes.
I wish you were there. You know, I wasn't able to talk to you about what I was going through, but my overwhelm was feeling worthless because I got kicked out of the number 14 school in the nation. And I let other people tell me I was worthless. And so for all these years, I felt like that. Can you speak to people who are feeling like something bad happened and they can't move past it? That's an overwhelm that I think all of us have faced. And I am 36 years old and I'm moving past it at 36. This happened in my 20s. Can you speak to that?
Sure. What happens when you feel worthless or not good enough is usually rooted in early childhood, early to mid adolescence, where you've been either been told by someone verbally you're worthless, you're stupid, you're ugly, you're this, you're that, or they've done things to make you feel that way, like they exclude you, they don't bring you places with other people, or they never,
My mother kicked me out when I was 12 years old. So it has always been that thing in my mind that my mother is school. That's all I've ever had. Mother in school.
And to a child, your parent is God. Your parent is your God. Your parent is your sun and your moon. Your parent does everything for you. So when a parent tells you that you're worthless or treats you in a way that you're worthless, like yelling, hitting, abuse, letting others abuse you, you think you are worthless. It's not even a question. It's because you walk out the door and my mom thinks I'm worthless. So why shouldn't everyone else? My mother's the one supposed to love me and care for me and nurture me and make me feel like I'm the best, thing since sliced bread. And she doesn't even like me. So why would anybody else like me? So either it can go one of two ways, or actually three. You can go all the way to the left and let everyone abuse you and speak to you in a derogatory manner, beat you, hit you because you think you deserve that type of treatment. Go all the way to the right and be a super overachiever, hoping that you'll get your mother's approval. Or you can be in the middle where you flip-flop between both.
I was the overachiever.
Okay. And then even in the overachievement, sometimes you still tend to attract negative relationships based on the relationship with your mother. You can still get straight A's, get awards, get scholarships, but date a horrible man. And then in some way you want to fix that man too. Because you want to prove to someone else, I'm better than you think you are. I'm not worthless. I can fix myself, and I can fix other people too. And then you also want to redeem your mother through the relationship with the man that treats you bad. Because you want to, it's those nurturing qualities you didn't get from your mother. You start to model those things that you wanted on the man that's broken.
Celena, before we get into questions, can you tell us a little bit about your background? What is Buck Naked Blissful Living? Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. Basically, with me, Buck Naked Blissful Living, let me give you a little backstory. I have had about 1,000 jobs, not really knowing what I wanted to do with my life, not really understanding what God put me on this earth to do, and also not really knowing my talents and my skills, having them but being ashamed to show them because of different experiences in my childhood. I was an overachiever, straight A's, all those things, but I still felt like I wasn't good enough because I didn't have the affirmation that I needed from my father. I didn't feel completely worthless, but I always felt like I wasn't up to par all the time. Now, mind you, I'm getting A's and I'm athletic and I'm winning this and winning that, and I still felt horrible about my life. And when I went to college, I still exhibited those same things. I would do well, but then I would feel horrible. I felt like an outsider. I felt like I didn't fit. I felt like I was a fraud because I couldn't get the affirmation that I really needed from my father. My mother was just the opposite. She gave me all the love and nurturing that I needed. So I didn't have a problem with females in relationships because my mother was my female role model. in terms of nurturing. My problem was with having strong relationships with men, but then also trying to validate myself through a man instead of validating myself through myself and through God the Father. Now, because I did that, I went through a lot of years of reliving lessons, of being mistreated, of being abused, verbally abused, because I didn't know who I was, because they modeled the same behavior that my father did. So it was comfortable. I knew who that was. It's like I wanted to fix them so they could treat me like my father should have treated me. And because of that, I got to a point where I started drinking heavily. I started experimenting all types of stuff. I ended up being sexually assaulted when I was a junior, and I wasn't drunk. I wasn't, passed out. I was working 3 jobs trying to prove a point. Working 3 jobs, still on Dean's List, and I fell asleep at a guy's apartment that I had just started dating. And I woke up and he was assaulting me. So it wasn't the sorority sister story. I was actually overworked and tired and was making bad decisions because I was overworked and tired, and I trusted someone that seemed appealing and comfortable, and when he really was a wolf in sheep's clothing. And I blame myself at the time, thinking that I must have been not good enough. That's why he did it. If I was good enough, he wouldn't have done that to me. I still blame myself, and it took me years to understand that it was not my fault, that it was his fault. That rape is a crime of power. So it wasn't my fault that he decided to take advantage of me when I was weak. That wasn't my fault at all. And to understand that and to reclaim that and understand that I didn't need my father to validate me. I needed the God above to validate me. He did that when when I was created. And I think the thing that pushed me to really living buck naked and free, and buck naked, I mean you take off everything that society has told you that's a lie. That you're worthless, that you're ugly, you're not light enough, you're not dark enough, you don't have blonde hair, you don't have black hair, your hair's not curly enough. It's particularly for women. You're not your nose isn't straight enough, your nose isn't big enough, your butt isn't big enough, your breasts are too small. Whatever it is, we get so many messages every day about what we should be doing, from everyone else. How we should look, how we can be a mother, how we can be a woman, how we should be at the job. When the reality is that only you can determine what your life cycle is. You and God, that's it. And when I say buck naked, I mean you take off everything that someone's told you that's a pure lie. And if you can't feel fantastic in your skin, it's because someone has lied to you and you believe it. That's what that boils down to. And my breaking point was my mother passed away of breast cancer. And my mother was my very best friend in the world. And I was with her from the day I was born until the day she died. I was laying right beside her. I was holding her hand as she passed away. But before she lost consciousness, she had told me that there were some things that she had regretted about her life, that she didn't really live the life she wanted to live, that she lived it based on the life of someone else, my father. Now, my father has changed. He's not the same man he was when I was small. But she changed her life to suit him, and it never worked. And she always lived her life for him, and it never worked for them. And she said, don't live your life for anyone else. Live your dreams. Do the things you really want to do. Be yourself. Be free. Once she said that, all the shackles came off. That was the last thing I needed to hear. That my mother said it's okay to be yourself. And if she had said that years prior, I didn't get it. I didn't understand because I hadn't gone through the experiences that I needed to go through. But when she said that, it hit home. Like, why am I acting like I want to be a lawyer when I don't? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I thought I wanted to be a lawyer because the title looked good, because I was a teacher, and that wasn't good enough for me, for my father. Now, he never said it wasn't good enough. I just said, well, he's not really giving me the accolades I need. Now, I've become an administrator, but I was like, that's not good enough. Let me be a lawyer. That sounds like a fun job. I'll make some money. And I didn't like it. But I continued to do it because now I was the lawyer in the family. It's a title that I didn't need. Then once my mother died, I said, no, I'm good. I'll be an image consultant. I love fashion. I love working with people. And I want to look back at my life and enjoy my life. I don't want to spend 20 years in a career that I hated. Because we all know people like that. They are in a career that they hate. They hate it. They can't wait to retire. So you spend 30 years on a job you hate? You hate going to work? 30 years of your life. That by the time you retire, most of your life is over.
Mm-hmm.
So you can continue to live in someone else's dream, or you can create your own.
I think that's the power of Rockstar confidence and knowing who you are and walking in your authentic light. Rockstar confidence is all about attracting, baiting, and closing on the clients that you actually want. What you've done tonight, Celena, has even given me life. Honestly, for all the things that I've gone through and listening to what you just said right now, I was like, I didn't even know that about you. I didn't know that. I didn't know you were sexually assaulted. I didn't know you were trying to live up to your father's expectations. And now you're living up to your expectations.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So I want to, are there questions out there for us? Because we are going to bring it on June 20th in New York City. We're going to bring it. We're going to talk about power, marketing, and branding. We're going to teach you how to make your brand pop. We're going to teach you how to actually make the sales that you don't think you actually can do. It's possible. We are successful entrepreneurs, sister entrepreneurs who have made it. I have 3 successful companies, you know, and I'm excited to get on stage and tell people what it takes to get to this level. And I know Celena is right here behind me because she did it herself. So do we have any questions from people who want to know how we got here?
No, we're crickets tonight.
We're crickets.
We're crickets tonight.
That's fine. That's fine. I can't see. So I'm looking on this. I can't see anything. So I can't see anything. So, Celena, when you look back over your life, when did you really decide to be you?
When did I decide to be me? When I got tired of being someone else.
Who were you before and who are you today?
Before, I was someone who was living up to the expectations placed on me by my and perceived now. Some of these weren't even real. Some of these were completely made up in my head. And that's what we do. We create these expectations that no one has set but us, and they're unrealistic, and we don't reach them, and then we feel like we failed.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that after my mother passed and watching her struggle and watching her fight to the end, and I said to myself, when I die, I want to die happy.
Mm-hmm.
I want to die with, I mean, everyone will have regrets, but I want to die with very few. And I want to die knowing that I tried my best at what God gave me as a gift and a talent. That I did my absolute best, and if I fail in different directions, I fail. But I want to feel like I did everything that I could to reach where I think I need to be. I want to die knowing that I reached people, that I touched someone, that I inspired someone, that I encouraged someone. I want to die knowing that I brought someone along with me for success. I want to die knowing that my kids know that they can be entrepreneurs, that they can create their own pathways, that they don't have to go by the formula that we were taught as children, that you go to school, you get a degree, and you get a job, you retire, you die.
Mm.
You know, I want us as a people and as women to create our own pathways.
I think the older I get, I look at Madam C.J. Walker as my greatest inspiration. Oprah, but Madam C.J. Walker, how do you get people to pay for hair products in a depression? How did you become the first woman, like millionaire, who made it on your own? Like, for me, I can look at Bill Gates, I can look at Mark Zuckerberg, but for me, her is who I aspire to be.
Mm-hmm.
When I work, like, people are like, why did you work on Memorial Day? I said, because money never sleeps. If somebody wants you, they will take you. And
Mm-hmm.
it's a Memorial Day. Okay. Here's a check right now. I said, okay. We ain't even doing checks. We doing Square. Okay, so you want to pay for that? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
People are like, how are you doing business on a holiday? I said, because holidays mean nothing to me. What means something to me is people paying for my talent and for me showing out with them. I am not here to just collect money and just, I got some money. I am here to blow the roof off a business. I want to be on the cover of Forbes magazine. And I'm putting that out there tonight. I'm going to be on the cover of Forbes. And I'm going to show you how I did it. I am the female MacGyver. Watch what I did.
Don't believe me, just watch. Yeah, that's well, James Brown originated it, but don't believe me, just watch.
That's what I'm saying. Listen, I'm writing a book called The Female MacGyver. I did it in business. I want to show people, you know what, it is so possible, but you got to have that kind of mindset that what everybody else thinks is impossible is so possible. Mm-hmm. If you want to be the best in the world, I am the best pitch master in the world. If you bring me another person who's in baby, I'll roll over them. I was in court today with my client. My client never met me. They paid for my services. When I got finished and I won, they were like, let me give you double on that. I wasn't even expecting that. I was like, I told you I'm the best. When you are the best in the world, you eat, sleep, and breathe business. I'm an attorney. I like to fight in the courtroom. I like it. I like to fight. When I walk in the room, I'm ready for battle. I'm a MacGyver. I'm telling you, this is what I do for a living. So when I see someone like Celena, I want to be partnered with her, because if you can tell me Buck Naked Blissful Living, that's what I need. Buck naked, authentic. This is it. I don't have to be everybody's cup of tea. I don't have to be. And I think when we talk about business, you don't have to look like anybody else. You don't have to talk like anybody else. Be you. People gonna buy that anyway. I don't look like anybody else. I got natural hair and I got a chubby body. And I got men fawning all over me in New York City, like wanting to be my man. I'm like, okay, all right, okay. Chubby girl getting it, okay, all right. I like it. I like being me, but they're not for me because I'm in business, but because my confidence, I have rockstar confidence. My confidence is on swag right now, my own swole right now. So when it comes to rockstar confidence and getting the people that you want and attracting them to you so that they buy from you right now, that is what we're going to teach you at Empower Marketing and Branding Bootcamp. That's what this is all about. If you're scared, you're not making any money, you need to come to this event. I'm telling you, you're going to learn so much from authentic business owners who did it. And so, Celena, you have anything you want to say?
No, we can just announce the details. You can just announce the details of the actual event. Right. And we can tell them where to go.
So it's going to be on June 20th, 2015 at the New York Public Library at 34th in Madison. You can go to Eventbrite and put in Rockstar Confidence, Power Marketing and Branding Bootcamp, and you can sign up right there. You can go to my website, which is www.perfect, P-E-R-F-E-C-T, pitches, P-I-T-C-H-E-S, by B-Y, precious, Precious.com, and it will take you right to the link. And you're going to see a little video that gives you an overview of what you're going to learn that day. And I suggest you sign up today because we're coming and we're going to show you. This is New York. New York is where we do it extremely big. And if you want to do it extremely big as an entrepreneur, this is the seminar you need to be at. If you like what you heard from Celena, you've heard nothing until she hits that stage. You have heard nothing until she pours into you what you need to do to live a buck naked, blissful life. Taking all of this stuff off of you, all the expectations, all of that, and just live in your dream. Live in your experience. This is your life. It's not everybody else's life. It is what you want to make it. If you want to have $1 million company, baby, this is the seminar to be at. It's 6 hours. So we're going hard for 6 hours. And we're going to teach you what you need to know to move forward. And it's so great when you see people who sign up every day and you're like, oh, they get it. Investing in yourself is the thing that you need to really, really do. And invest with people who've actually done it, who live the life that you really, really want to live. Celena has 4 kids. She has a husband. Do you know I have no man and no husband? I have men who want me, but I don't know if we're going to go to marriage with this. But that's what I want. I want to be married and I want to be happy. I'm happy right now, but I would like somebody by my side who understands as hard as I work from 4 a.m. to 10 p.m. I want that.
But we'll teach them a little bit of that too, about how to balance that.
Yeah,
Because
because
it's
I
not
don't know what a
100%
balance.
balance. There's no, it's, I mean, the even the notion of balance is really not, is unrealistic, because balance for each person is different. It's like, you know, each of us is different, and our authenticity is what drives our business. The way you balance your life is different too, and you can't allow people's judgments or perceptions of how you balance to really dictate how you live your life. So I do it one way, Precious does it another, and both ways are perfectly fine. But you can get a little bit of, like, you're gonna get that shot of life that you need to make that $1 million business really happen.
And it's so possible. And you're dealing with two sister entrepreneurs who are living their dreams and doing it on a blissful level. So June 20th, 2015, go to www.perfectpitchesbyprecious.com. Sign in, check on the link. You can learn more about what we're going to be teaching that day. But we are so excited that we had you tonight. And listen to what you heard tonight, and just know that's a snippet of what you're going to get live. Okay?
Okay. Have a good night. See you next week,
everybody. Be rock stars every day. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.